My very existence drives many a nerd to the brink of utter madness. It is a gift. What follows is a small sampling of nerds and tech industry folk in general who have lost their gosh darn minds after reading a few of my wild and woolly words of wounding. Here we go. I present to you now Crazy Tech People Who Hate Lunduke, Part 2. I should issue a warning here on this. One of the screenshots below contains some rather naughty words. Now, I censored those words in the screenshot, but you can probably still figure out what they were. Also, other screenshots, while not filled with naughty words, are mildly retarded, which may or may not be contagious. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. We kick off this installment with a post from DeVault, CEO of SourceHut and developer of the Sway window manager. DeVault wants people to know about an important threat facing free and open source software. Quote, a small but growing community of right-wing conspiracy theorists, a la Lunduke et al. You hear that? You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? I, Lunduke, am a threat to free software. I, Lunduke, am dangerous. DeVault fears me. Hey, maybe there's something to that, right? We've already learned that I am capable of destroying entire open source projects entirely with my word magic. See part 1 of the Crazy Tech People series. So who knows? Maybe I am a threat. Maybe I'm just too gosh darn powerful to be allowed out on the loose. Also, when describing right-wing people in the free software world, who do they think of? Lunduke. That's who they think of. That right there is some serious branding success. Lunduke et al., though. Lunduke et al. Et al? And others? Who are these others? By chance, am I the leader? Am I the leader of these right-wing nerds? Do we have meetings? Is there a roll call? Was there punch and pie at the meetings? I have so many questions about this, because when he mentions right-wing conspiracy theorists in the free and open source software world, it's Lunduke and others. Is the name of our organization simply Lunduke et al? I would like that. That's really good branding. Let's roll with it. I love putting my name on things. So thank you, DeVault, for assisting me with my branding enterprise. Now let's move on to this representative of NixOS. Cassidy James, an engineer of NixOS and co-founder of Elementary OS, spends a tremendous amount of his time talking about that dastardly Lunduke fella. Pretty much any time a Lunduke Journal article gains traction within the Linux world, Cassidy is there to remind people just how evil I am. I'm going to read just a little tiny blurb of one of the most recent ones. I'm not even sure which article this is in response to. He writes one of these in response to pretty much any time he sees someone linking to one of my articles, so it happens almost every day. Quote, in case you're not aware, the author, meaning me, is a vocal transphobe who intentionally misgenders and dead names trans folks, spreads extremely regressive commentary about LGBTQ plus people and issues, frequently stirs up fake controversy around open source projects, and does the whole right-wing just asking questions routine to keep a semblance of deniability while attacking people. IDK. If the contents of this post are true, I refuse to visit that site, but I figure you should know what you're linking to. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Dead naming, misgendering, regressive commentary, asking questions. This Lunduke menace must be stopped. I mean, come on. Regressive commentary? Heavens to Betsy. Unacceptable. You can't have regressive commentary out there. My favorite part of this, though, is that last line. I don't know if the contents of this post are true. I refuse to visit that site, but I figure you should know what you're linking to. He does this almost every time. Everybody take note of what a good person Cassidy is. You know he's a good person because he refused to read a Lunduke article, and he loudly told you and everyone else about it. That is the very definition of good person. I mean, Cassidy had to tell people how he refused to read a Lunduke article. Shoot, that virtue ain't gonna signal itself, man. Holy gee Whitaker, it's ridiculous. All right. Let's talk about OS news briefly. They are just the gift that keeps on giving. The editor of osnews.com is back for round 2. Please see part 1 of the Crazy Tech People series if you want to see what's going on in this guy's brain. But ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Tom Halwerda. He said, quote, "My beep got deeper into this guy's head than his beep ever gotten beep." Responding to actually part 1 of this series. Yep, I got him going. Yes, sir, he's a professional. I'm impressed I was able to find a post of his where I needed only to censor 3 words. That was pretty good. All right, now let's move on to the main event here, because this one is rather exciting. Let's talk about NixOS a little bit. So within a few hours of publishing an article on NixOS, which happened just a couple days ago, the Nix team got to work on their most important and ambitious code submission yet. Suspend Brian Lunduke. If you're watching the video version, here's a screenshot of their GitHub project where they have a commit dedicated to nothing else than suspending Brian Lunduke. Oh, that's right. Quote, Brian Lunduke has been suspended on all platforms. Now, here's the thing. Did I have accounts on the NixOS forums and whatnot? Apparently. I guess. I'm not 100% sure that I did or didn't. I mean, I probably did. I do tend to create accounts on like Linux distribution forums and whatnot to kind of interact with people, ask questions of project leaders and whatnot for articles from time to time. And I have covered NixOS in the past, so I probably did. I probably had a NixOS forum account, I suppose. Have I ever posted anything to the NixOS forum, to any NixOS forum or system? I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, but if so, it hasn't been for a long time, and I don't think I ever actually did. But I definitely won't be posting anything now because I've been banned, and it's been official and checked into GitHub how hard they banned me. Checkmate, Lunduke, exclaimed the NixOS Foundation team. You got me, guys. You got me. I'm suspended. What can I do? Along those lines, speaking of being banned from Linux distribution forums, this is a real thing that happened. This is delightful. That reminds me of the time, just a couple months back, it was earlier this year, when Linux Mint, right, not only banned me from using their forum, which they did, just like NixOS did, but they banned any usage of the word Lunduke. This is serious. This is great. This is absolutely great. A Linux Mint user sent me this screenshot showing how the word Lunduke was instantly transformed into the phrase "violates forum rules." Let me see if I can show you here. They wrote the following text: "I just watched Brian Lunduke's blah 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 blah," and as soon as they posted it, as soon as he hit the submit button, it changed it to "I just watched Brian violates forum rules." Yeah. That's fun. So he screenshotted that and sent it on over to me, because how crazy is that? So naturally, I had to try this out, right? I mean, as soon as I hear that my name, which that's just ridiculous, is being instantly automagically transformed into violates forum rules is happening somewhere on the internet, I'm going to try that. It's just too ridiculous to be true. Lo and behold, here we go. There's me doing it. I posted the following on the Linux Mint forums. Quote, "I was told that my name violates forum rules, I'm reading the version they translated for you, was listed as a forbidden word here on the Linux Mint forum, which just added too preposterous for words, thus I am testing it out. Yours and nerdiness violates forum rules. Ironically, this very publication, the Lunduke Journal, was almost named the Violates Forum Rules Journal. It has a nice ring to it, right? Now within minutes of me making that test post above, my Lunduke account, my Violates Forum Rules user account was banned completely. Here's a little screenshot of, I have been permanently banned. I have been permanently banned. Now, eventually, enough people complained about this. I made a big old... I posted it and I laughed about it a fair bit, and a lot of other people laughed about it. And then a bunch of people went over to Linux Mint and were like, seriously? You guys are doing that? So the Linux Mint folks unbanned my name. So I believe that as of right now, you can use the word Lunduke again. But if that changes, someone please let me know, because it's just too gosh darn entertaining. But hey, you know what? You can, right now, people can actually say my name out loud. So I've got that going for me. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is part 2 of Crazy Tech People Who Hate Lunduke. And here's the beautiful thing. There is no end to this supply. Will there be a part 3? You bet your sweet bippy there will be. I've already got screenshots enough to cover a part 3 and a part 4 and a part 5. I'll pick and choose the ones that make me the happiest on that given day, and I'll post those. I gotta tell you, there is probably no better marketing in the world than absolutely crazy lunatics running around the internet screaming about how you're the most evil thing ever. No, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So I want to say thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to all the people from part 1 and part 2. Thank you to the people who will inevitably be included in parts 3 and 4 and beyond. I couldn't do this without you. You're amazing. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerds and nerdettes across the inner tubes, I do declare, end broadcast.